So first of all, congratulations for such brilliant performances in Trial by Fire. Both of you have done such a commendable job, moving stunt.
Thank you.
I don't have words to describe it.
Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Trending #1 on Netflix. Did you anticipate this kind of success for the show while you were making it?
I did.
You did. And why did you think so? I mean, what was the...
I've been around for a while now, and I can always tell a script that is going to be successful or not. I'm not always right, but there are times where I just know for sure. This was one of those where I just knew for certain. You can tell by the writing to begin with. You can tell by the director. And then, of course, when Rajshri started acting with me, I was like, okay, he's written well, he does well, he's cast well. I mean, and then there's Netflix behind it. So this is going to be huge. And also we've noticed recently, people do take to biopics a lot more than before. And we haven't had this sort of minus melodrama, rooted in reality, hard take on such issues and biopics, which is what Prashant was going for. So I knew that he had a voice and a vision that nobody else has seen.
And Rajshri, what about you? You were as sure?
I was not. I don't know. I actually don't think about it because I don't know the maths. I don't understand the whole algorithm, that how it works. Of course, I feel that if I'm doing the project, I'm believing in it fully, completely, that this is an important project I'm working on. And I'm working with sensitive and sensible people. So my happiness is that, that, okay, at least I'm with the good people. I'm with a good team who understand craft, who understand, the why are we making this. So yeah, but yeah.
So talking of compliments which are coming your way, Karan Johar has called it a masterclass in execution and portrayals. Do you think it's a great validation coming from a master of popcorn entertainment?
Hey, look, praise is welcome from all quarters. And when it comes from filmmakers, it's even more nice. It's sweet of them to come out and give you support. So it always feels good to hear that from someone, especially somebody as established as him.
And talking of entertainment in India, whenever we talk of entertainment, we always say and think that all audience wants is a good time. And then every once in a while comes a series like Trial by Fire, which takes everyone by surprise. Our audience simply loves it. What do you think it says about the changing landscape of entertainment?
Rajshri, you want to go first?
No, you please.
I've never ever believed for a minute that our audiences just want to escape. If I believed that was the only truth, then I wouldn't have made the movies I've made. Whether it be Manorama or Devdi, and I faced this sort of understanding all through my career, and I've always found it funny because while it's true, it was very much an 80s thing that we're a poor country, people want to escape from their mundane lives, so let's just entertain them. And then there's, of course, a lack of education, so the tendency is to spoon feed information, and so our characters and our scripts are very black and white. This is good, this is bad. But I knew even when I entered the industry that with technology changing, we would have an audience that is far more exposed to international and variety of thought and art and work than ever before. And it was only a matter of time, because I don't think we lack the ability to have universally appealing artwork, films, and shows as anybody else. We do. And pretty soon people are going to demand that, because it's nice that we have one kind of entertainment, which is built on a formula, but in a world exposed to technology and choice, they would want something more than just the same thing. And I've always maintained that, which is why I made the choices I made. And I continue to believe that. Otherwise, I wouldn't have made even a trial by fire, for example.
That's right. I mean, you've been part of content-driven cinema right from the beginning. But why has it taken this particular series for you to say that you don't feel like an outcast anymore?
Because I used to, considering that it was hard to kind of establish my own individuality, to kind of say, hey, it's good to make formula built films, but can we also give space to non-formula? That at some point I just became disheartened. And if you're the only one in the room shouting for change, then you just be the only one left in that room shouting for change. There needs to be some support around you, which I didn't have. And so, yeah, I just kept quiet and thought, okay, whatever's meant to be is meant to be. I've been really lucky and privileged that I was able to make a statement through my work. And now maybe the OTT platforms will perhaps have a broader vision than the studios and theatrical. If that happens, maybe there'll be a more democratic process of casting and filming and producing. And so that came around. And so I realized now in life, it's, I was very rebellious and rebellion got me this far, but I need to keep moving forward. So a new tact is required. Maybe diplomacy is in need of the hour, because ultimately I'm not making a noise just to bring attention to myself. I was making a noise to survive, to make the kind of work I believe in, and to allow other individuals to express themselves with their originality intact. It wasn't about me. And so I had to change that tact and also look at what I have and at least be grateful. Even if I don't do anything more, I've still made a huge change, even if I did nothing. And once that gratitude set in, I kind of just felt like this is it's a much better version of me. And when you're calmer, even people respond to that calmness that you carry. When you're a rebel, people respond to the rebellion that you carry,
But do you think OTT is going to change the way content is being produced by Indian cinema? I won't use the word Bollywood. Or do you think we will see a very strong, demarcation line between the two, the content we see on OTT and in movies?
I think it's definitely making a change in acting styles. You see actors. When I was doing Dev D and Oilaki and stuff, the acting styles were still very over the top. And post those movies, you could see that as people were open to playing real characters, not just heroes who are heroic because of what they do, not because of how they look. That started to have an influence on the way actors acted. And now with the OTTs platforms, you're not going to see something like a Delhi Crime or a Trial by Fire made by the film industry. And so I think that's definitely shaping the way we view expression, the way we view visuals, the way we view ourselves as a culture and what we are capable of in terms of giving a narrative. So for sure, it's going to have an effect. Maybe it'll take time, but it will. The demarcation may be, and that's true of Hollywood too. When Netflix shook up the scene in Hollywood in the early days, all good drama really moved to the OTT platforms, and the cinemas were left with superhero films, spectacle stuff. That may happen here too, but then Bollywood has always relied on spectacle. So maybe it'll be different here. Perhaps here, people would also like to see good writing and performances on screen as much as they would like to see it on the television.
And one question we've been asking always, days of superstars are over, do you think?
No, they'll never be over. And we should have superstars. Why not? It's such a cultural phenomenon. Why not?
You're a star.
Huh?
I said you are a star too.
I mean, that's not for me to claim. I think Rajshri is a star.
Rajshri has become a star. In fact,
I know. I knew that
Rajshri
to perform.
yeah. Rajshri, you've been around. You've been, part of series like Sacred Games, movies like S. Durga, Manto, Angry Indian Goddesses, but headlining a web series. Do you think this is your moment?
Of course, I'm happy, and everyone is saying the same thing. But yeah, I don't know. I'm very critical about my own work, uh, uh, but I'm content. I feel that because of every corner was perfect. Be it the amazing ensemble cast, be it Abhay, to be it the crew, my director. So it's a very collaborative space, and like when every tick mark, every space is tick marked properly, then only the success happens. So I feel this is, my whole thing is, I think it's because of the team who's backing me.
So is it true that both of you did not meet the real Krishnamurtis and have met them only recently? And do you think this was a wise directorial decision?
I mean, that's a Prashant question about directorial decisions, not ours.
No, but after meeting them, but you've done a brilliant job, of course. But after meeting them, how had you wished you had met them before, or
It was Prashant who'd said that I'm going to give you the instructions, and I need you to play this like an urban middle class person, which is who they are. So there was nothing superficial like an accent or look to change. He didn't want to change our looks. He's like, it's not. I don't want it to be about prosthetics. I want it to be about the acting, and it's based on their life. He did give us one instruction very clearly, which was the dynamic that they share as a couple. And so that was the one thing that really struck me when I finally met them is, yeah, it was so spot on. This is the mark of a good director, on his views, on his take on how they are together and how they are as individuals. It was really what he told us, I felt. I don't know what Rajshri felt.
Yeah,
so
no,
your
exactly. No,
so your
sorry.
reference points were the script completely?
Script and Prashant. He basically created the characters based on them.
And Rajshri, you, I believe, have read the book as well.
Yeah, I read it, but after the shoot got over. But of course, because it's written so well, and when it's a when it's a perfect script, the characterization is already there. You see how the growth is happening. You see how the relationship dynamics are changing. You see how they're behaving as people. You see how the physicality is changing or whatever is happening. So uh, it because the Bible was so perfect for us that I think we didn't have to look outside in that. And of course, there are like a lot of things for me, especially I'd gone through a couple of Neelam's interviews, and I cannot say that I like kind of picked up a couple of nuances, but that's how, like, because I've seen like my mother, especially, my mother, I've seen her getting old, the way she is, and how things happen with her, and how her body structure changed and all. So I kind of a little bit use those mannerisms in my older area, because that's the one which is very tricky. So and of course Prashant was there on monitor all the time to understand and to discuss about how far you can go or how less you should do or how more you should do. So when you have someone who is always guiding you, so you're in safe hands. So even if I'm doing a little over, he will say, okay, no, I think on this side or other side. And of course, like, because me and Abhay, we share a kind of like, it's like, when you look at someone, how the scene will be, how the mood will be, how the sur will be of that thing. So it was a very collaborative and stuff for me.
Yeah, that brings me to another question. When we talk of co-actors, we always talk of, especially if they are of the opposite gender, we talk of the chemistry and all that, and often we say that acting is reaction to your co-actor. But is there? I mean, like when you have equally important roles, is there some kind of a competitiveness also? Is there some degree of rivalry somewhere?
I mean, speaking for myself,
Mm.
I've always got this point of view: what I can bring to the table, you cannot, and what you can bring to the table, I cannot.
Mm.
So with that outlook, I've never been competitive with anyone because I know they can't do what I do. And I'm not even trying to do what they do. You're allowing space for the other to
Mm.
inhabit the space that you are at the moment at the same time. I think competition is good when it's healthy. It's like, okay, my co-star's upping the game and I should up it too. But I don't even have healthy competition because I just don't like competing at all. So I wish I was healthily competitive, but I'm not. Yeah. I don't know about Rajshri.
Rajshri,
We
what
worked,
about you?
we
No,
were working together. So, it was supporting one another. I don't know. And when she did well, it made me look good too. So it was kind of like, I want her to do well and then I will look good. And from her, I never felt any competitiveness. I don't know if she was, but I never felt that. I just felt she was giving me back what I was giving her.
Rajshri, since he's a better known actor, let's admit it. Were you a little competitive? You're
No,
very.
actually, for me, I always feel that whoever I'm working, I uh, I feel that we all are in equal space. Of course, Abhay have a very big name in the industry. But when he's on set, he's my Shekhar, and so when he's my Shekhar over there, I will behave like him in that way only. And when he's out of Shekhar, that's Abhay, and that's his life, that's his personal thing. But for me, because it's a sign that, okay, this is Shekhar Ramneelam, okay, and then the dynamics will start from there. So whatever I have worked till now, I don't have that kind of inhibition, and I don't have that kind of a thing. Okay, that okay, oh, I'm working with something bigger, and Abhay never made it feel like that. A lot of times it happens, people come with like a complete entourage and show that, okay, I'm a very big star or something. I never ever had that kind of a space where, I'm working with someone who has a great filmography. I always felt that it's Shekhar, you know. So uh, star system, or all that competition comes, if I always feel that comes because you want people to believe that you're a star, and they come constantly wants to show people that, okay, look, I have so many people around me, and look, I'm this, and look, I'm that. But I'm glad that Abhay, the moment he's out of vanity and in the this thing, he's leaving all that aside, and he's just being Shekhar for me.
So
Netflix
playing a
didn't Netflix didn't have the budget for my entourage. That's all it
I think
so playing a real life character. Is
okay, I don't want to go there.
so playing a real life character, is that an extra burden or a greater challenge? And what would it be?
You definitely have more responsibility to portray the truth. You definitely, well, you don't want to exploit it. So it's important to know what your motives are. Why are you making this? Why are you showing this? And it's not about you, it's really about them. And as long as you can stick to that, and that comes with its own challenges, but at least you're moving with the right intentions. That's all that's important.
The challenges of
The
playing the
challenge,
real.
real life person.
Um, of course, there are challenges.
Mm.
Uh, uh, and you have a whole life of someone's in front of people, and they're there, like Neelam, Shekhar are there, they're alive, they're still fighting the case. So it was a huge responsibility that I hope I've done justice to it. I hope I'm not done overboard to it, or I hope I'm not so that whole constant, I was constantly thinking about that. But yeah, like, I don't know what I'm saying, but I'm
Try
sorry, I
my
just lost chain of my thought.
Yeah, trial by fire. What kind of a trial it is for actors themselves?
Sorry, I didn't get you.
I said trial by fire. The series is called. For what kind of a trial it is for the actors themselves? You know, what kind of a trial was it for you as actors?
I think for me was really what I told you in the earlier question about the responsibility of portraying somebody real and not exploiting it. I'm just grateful to be a part of it. So really, there's no trial, just gratefulness to be able to be there and do it and be a part of something like this, which definitely is going to be historic in Indian cinema, I think.
Yeah, even for me also, I felt so good that there is, there's a director like Prashant Nair and the whole team, like Endemol to Netflix, backing something like this, and Prashant bringing all the amazing cast and crew together. I think it's a blessing in today's world because there are very few projects like this gives you, you know, that feeling of why are you actually here. Like I always feel that I want to be part of something like this forever, which is very difficult and rare. But yeah, I just felt blessed that I could be part of this. I could be part of someone such an inspiring people's journey. I could be, I could work with an amazing team, amazing co-actor Abhay, and brilliant, brilliant director Prashant Nair, and so yeah, I just feel that all the pain and the process and everything worth it because you know what you're doing. You know that this is important. You know that apart from everything, even it's important for our industry to find the realism in the in cinema and or even in the web series because it's very easy to become caricaturist. It's very easy to become overboard, and it's very and people still celebrate that kind of a space. Um, they still celebrate that but I think we have to kind of show them okay, this is good. Why it's working because we are going through the realism of even the process is also so realistic that you don't feel different in that. So
So you think, I mean, like, of course, critics are analyzing it in their own ways, and audience is going gaga over it. But what do you think is one clinching factor? Do you think what you just said, it's the realism that has worked so well in the favor of the series?
like that's what it means. The work is why it worked is because people felt it. They like if you look at everything, that everyone's related to what is going on with Neelam or even Shekhar or everyone. Uh, and if you don't walk towards the realism and go a little overboard, people can catch you. People are not, they understand everything. They're very, very wise. We think that oh, people like that thing, and then it becomes trend. Trend is social media makes that trend, but the people who really understand, they know it. Okay, this is good, and this is just a trend. So yeah, we can't fool people now, like especially today's world.
But as viewers, when we watch something serious or disturbing or as stirring as Trial by Fire, we always want to, come out of it and watch something light and frivolous. As actors, you also need to come out of that space. And after wrapping up the series, what is that one thing that you both of you may have done?
I also like to watch something more frivolous.
Like what? What did you watch then?
And as in, it's not just true for people, but even actors. When you're watching something dramatic, it has an impact on you. It's just only human to be affected by something that's tragic and dramatic. So there are many, many times I just want to watch something light and fluffy and funny.
But you won't say what you watched. I said you won't say what you watched after after wrapping up this one.
After wrapping up this one, I don't think I'm necessarily watching anything. I was listening to lectures on mental health.
And so what next for both of you? And do we get to see you together again?
Well, that remains to be seen. I think Rajshri's dates will be booked.
Hmm.
She'll have to check into her diary.
No,
No, nothing
no.
like that.
Okay, okay, what next? Where else are we going to see you in near future?
Rajshri, you want to start?
Uh, I'm completing something, a show, but I'm yet to get on to something which is like trial by fire. So I'm waiting for something good to come on my way.
And
So I
have,
don't
have,
know.
have, have more doors opened after trial by fire for you?
For me,
Yes.
see, people are appreciating work. I hope that appreciation turns into opportunities. I
Mm.
hope people comes up to me saying that, okay, it's nice, nice, nice. Take this script. You're my
Mm.
lead. This is the money. Take
Mm.
this. What do you want? I want that
Um,
kind of a thing. I'm like, okay, like appreciation is nice, beautiful, humble. But yeah,
yes,
I hope it turns into work also.
I'm sure it will, actually. I'm confident. And what about Abhay? Where do we see you again
I
next
actually,
time?
this was the last thing I shot. I didn't have anything backed up. Uh,
Mm.
but I did coincidentally sign literally a month before release. I signed a film that goes on floors in March, and the producers will announce that. But outside of that, I have nothing. I'm
Okay.
reading scripts.
Okay, all the best and all the best for your series as well.